I got my sister fired, and I'm feeling conflicted. Throwaway account because a few people in this story know my main account. So me, 28F, and my sister, Lydia, 38F, have always been fairly close all of our lives. However, things have recently plummeted, and I don't think our relationship will ever be salvaged. For context, Lydia has been a therapist for the past 5 years, and up until recently, I thought she was amazing at her career. However, about 4 months ago, Lydia and I started to hang out with our old group of gal pals for the first time in several years. This is when I saw a totally different side of Lydia that I didn't like one bit. Whenever Lydia and I would hang out with our friends, 6 of us in total, she would often gossip about some of her patients. She would belittle them, mock the way they cried, spoke, call them degrading names, and just generally talk down on them as if they were beneath her. I found this to be appalling and shocking, because I couldn't believe that this was the same Lydia I had grown up with. I've spoken to her about this several times over the past 4 months, but she always says I'm overreacting. She basically says, what they don't know won't hurt them. She also tried to compare that her badmouthing her patients was no different than me venting about my annoying coworkers. I think that's a very weak argument, because violating the trust and confidentiality of people who trust you is in no way comparable to me complaining about bitchy coworkers. After it was obvious that she wasn't going to stop, I decided to take more drastic action. About a week ago, me, Lydia, and our friend group all hung out at my place. A couple hours into the hangout, Lydia started to gossip about her patients again. I then used that opportunity to poke my phone out of my pants pocket and discreetly record her. She went on for a good 30+ minutes shit-talking her patients, and not only did she make fun of some of the reasons they were in therapy, but she even used their real names. After she was done, I stopped the recording and went on with the night like nothing happened. The next day, I filed an anonymous complaint against Lydia via email, and sent it to her place of employment. I basically stated in the email that she was engaging in unprofessional conduct and that I felt she was breaking confidentiality rules. I also attached the 30-minute video footage as evidence for my complaints. The day after, I got a response, thanking me for bringing this all to their attention and that the issue would be handled. 3 days later, Lydia called me and started cussing me out to high heaven. She said that she got a call the day before from her superior, requesting that she come in for a meeting to discuss complaints made against her. She told me that I got her fired, and that my anonymous trick didn't work. She knew immediately it was me. She said I was a worthless cunt who snitched on her, all because of some harmless work gossip. She accused me of only reporting her because I'm jealous of her for always being the more successful sister. She told me to go straight to hell. She'll never forgive me for backstabbing her, and she never wants to see me again. She hung up and proceeded to block me on all forms of communication, before telling everyone in our group that I ruined her life. I feel very split. Half of our group thinks she deserved to get fired, but the other half thinks I hit way below the belt. This sucks, because Lydia and I have always been best friends, so to lose her all in one day is beyond heartbreaking. Is there anything I can do, or should I leave this all behind and move on? You did the right thing. You did not get your sister fired. Her actions got her fired. If I found out my therapist was trash talking about me to her friends, I would be beyond pissed off. Filing a lawsuit pissed off. Not only was it unethical for her to be gossiping about her patients, but it is also illegal. It's one thing if she was talking to colleagues in a professional setting trying to help a patient, but gossiping with friends is an absolute violation of trust. Judging by her reaction, you do not need that toxic bitch in your life. Cut her out completely until she apologizes to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for standing up for those of us who are in therapy and protecting our privacy. Good luck to you. When you become jaded enough to lose compassion for your patients and start violating their trust and the law, it's time to leave the profession. It's unfortunate that she couldn't recognize this herself, but you've probably saved a number of her patients from spending even more money on likely ineffective and insincere counsel. She went on for a good 30+ minutes shit-talking her patients, and not only did she make fun of some of the reasons they were in therapy, but she even used their real names. Oh no. Oh no no no. The next day, I filed an anonymous complaint against Lydia via email, and sent it to her place of employment. You did the right thing. 100%. Your sister should not be a therapist, period. She sounds like a cruel, vindictive, narcissistic bully. Thank you for taking action. You absolutely made the right decision. It's not unusual for therapists to talk client issues from therapy. Sorry guys, but I do not know a therapist that doesn't. However, no names, no identifying markers, etc. For a reason. That's where she tipped over the ethics line. So if she's in the US and used legal names, she can actually lose her license. That being said, I doubt this relationship will recover. She said I was a worthless cunt who snitched on her, all because of some harmless work gossip. Her place of work investigated the claim and concluded it wasn't harmless work gossip, that's all that counts. She went on for a good 30+ minutes shit-talking her patients, and not only did she make fun of some of the reasons they were in therapy, but she even used their real names. Confidentiality and trust are very important in her profession. She crossed that border. It's a shame that you had to be the one to get her in hot water, but she would have gotten in hot water eventually anyway. Why are you surprised she hates you? I was with her until she used real names. That is a complete and total no-no. You were stuck between a rock and a hard place, sadly. But as another commentator said, she got herself fired. She was totally unprofessional, incompassionate, and wrong in what she was saying, and shouldn't be a therapist. It's heartbreaking it's destroyed your relationship with her, but you did the right thing. Purple Heart. You did everything right. You saved her client's privacy from further abuse, and you saved your sister and her workplace legal trouble if any of the clients found out and decided to sue and take it to court. What she did was absolutely disgusting. She is ill-equipped to be working as a therapist. She was using their real names, so there was no gray area in this. And if she needs to vent, she should be doing it with a mentor or someone else in her field who understands the need for patient confidentiality. Not her friends. She got herself fired. She's an incompetent therapist. You also brought up your concerns with her first, before you went to her employer. You gave her a chance to do the right thing and respect her patient's privacy, and she didn't. She's lucky you only took it to her employer and not the state licensing board, or other equivalent. That wasn't harmless in any way, shape or form. Disgustingly unprofessional and illegal behavior. And that firing was well deserved. You've nothing to feel conflicted about. If it wasn't you, then it would have been someone else eventually. If I'm honest. She could have put who knows how many patients under her care in danger by breaking confidentiality. How dare she? It's people like her that scare people away from talking to their therapists about their problems. I hope she got struck off. Barred, blacklisted. Not really sure what you expected, to be honest. I think you did the right thing reporting her. She has breached confidentiality. But obviously she isn't going to take kindly to your interference. Did you expect her to be okay with you reporting her? Not really sure what advice you're looking for here. ETA that depending on where you live, secret recordings may be illegal, so although you had good intentions, it is a bit ethically ambiguous to go about it in the way you did. You did the right thing, and she'll probably never forgive you for it. It sounds like you gave her feedback that she chose not to take, and these are consequences. If her employer reviewed the recording and found that she hadn't made a mistake, it would be a non-issue, but that's not the case. I think it's not surprising that she's upset. People often deflect and blame. It may be a while before this can even be worked on. You saved her patients, she ruined her own life. Her behavior poisons the sanctity of the therapist-client relationship and the profession as a whole. I don't think your relationship will ever be restored, but I do believe you did the right thing. Thank you for doing what you did. An internet stranger. She made her own bed. Using patients' names is horrible. I don't think you were wrong, necessarily. Your sister was definitely violating the terms of confidentiality and deserves to lose her license and job. However, you have actually done something to kinda ruin her life. It doesn't sound like you thought through how deeply your actions of reporting her would extend. I can't help but wonder if you didn't know or didn't care that it could irreparably damage your relationship with your sister. Either way, you did the right thing, but it has cost you your relationship with her. If I were her, I don't know how I'd ever be able to trust you again. Hope you both find peace. You didn't do anything wrong. If she wanted to vent, don't say names. She shouldn't be a therapist at all for breaking confidentially, which depending on where you are is a law. Same with teachers who vent, keep names out of it. She deserved it. She brought it on herself and got herself fired. However, there probably isn't any coming back from this. You did the right thing though. You ruined your sister's livelihood, so what you expect? Sure, what you did was morally great. But at what cost? Thank you so much for being someone in this world who does the right thing even when it's very hard to do. You didn't get her fired. She did that to herself. You have actively made the practice more effective now that she isn't working there, and I'm sorry you feel conflicted in losing a friend. She was in the wrong and behaved atrociously. She probably got off easy if all she got was fired. Could have been way worse. I think she knows she was in the wrong but liked the attention. You did the right thing at the end of the day. You did the right thing, but did you honestly think that you could stay close to your sister after this? As soon as you reported her, you had to have known your relationship was over. How could you not? You did the right thing. I'm sorry it cost you your relationship with your sister. I can't believe her friends never called her out on her behavior before this. I would never have a friendship with a person who behaved so unethically. You did the right thing. It's very different if she wants to vent about difficult patients or whatever, but using their real names went way over the line. It is very unprofessional and illegal. She didn't engage in harmless work gossip. She exposed people by using their real names and their issues. Unfortunately, I don't believe this relationship is salvageable, and I know that hurts. I know she was your best friend. But you did the right thing by alerting her workplace. I thank you for that. Allow yourself to mourn and grieve. It's not easy losing someone you love. Same with attorneys. They talk situations, never names or identifying details. Hopefully she lost her certification or license or whatever. She should not be allowed to see patients again. You did the right thing and sounds like a toxic person you don't want in your life. She sounds awful, honestly, and what she has done is a huge violation of confidentiality and the law. So if she refuses to talk to you, good riddance. You've seen her true colors and they are ugly. She was wrong to use clients' names and identifying information. Still, I wouldn't secretly record anyone and get involved in their career unless it was something illegal, personally. You definitely ruined your relationship with her by doing that. Well, you're a monster. She's a piece of garbage, but holy shit, what a thing to do. You're both shit human beings. I'm really confused by your post. You spend 10 or so paragraphs about how terrible your sister is, and she is. But your dilemma is how to repair your relationship with her. You both sound like terrible people. Your sister might have been helping them tremendously and needed to vent. You betrayed a family member for an ideal. That was bold, and now live with losing her. Hope it was worth it. Well, she kinda deserves to be mad at you. But I can't say you were wrong in what you did. But what you did is kind of a drastic measure. I personally may not have sent a recording, but again, you're not exactly wrong. It's expected that she'd be mad about it. Let her cool off and keep your distance. There's no easy way to fix this relationship. You secret recorded someone, your own fucking blood and family, and expect to be friendly after. You are one of those blokes who wonders why no one is around them on their deathbed. You're a snitch and a bitch. Family, everyone else. Even if my siblings kill someone, I would never spend a second thinking on which side I am. I guess you did take drastic measures, as someone else here already pointed out. However, she did violate the rules in a disgusting way, so I guess she had it coming. Also, you tried to talk to her and she didn't want to see your point. But really, I'm just asking myself what you thought would happen. I'm not trying to blame or belittle you, but what were you hoping would come out of this? Either way, I guess all you can do is let time do its thing. Would you do it again the same way? If not, you might try and apologize to her. But she'll likely need a good amount of time to come back from this. She is better off without you. Without hearing the tape, I can't make a judgment about the gossip, but your comments are as if you are the one to make her abide by your moral code. Her behavior is not respectable, yours may be illegal. Hopefully you are in a two-party consent state and face serious charges. You crossed the same ethical line she did. Honestly, you both suck. It's normal in many health professions to vent as a coping mechanism. You don't mention if she revealed names or other personal identifiable information. Or if you had any concerns about her opinions being more than opinions and affecting her work and patient treatment. If she didn't reveal any personal information and she wasn't unprofessional to patients, your reaction was over the top. I know you say you told her about her behavior, but doing an anonymous report went too far. Did you give her a warning shot? It almost feels like you wanted to screw your sister.